What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Today we are dissecting road rage. Get pumped. As always, I'm Dallas Terrell.
I'm Jeremy Miller.
And we are the Betterment Bros. Welcome back to the show, guys. As we said, today is all about road rage, funny questions, and good vibes. I don't know how I feel about that, but let's just keep it going.
We're leaving it in there, dude.
Yeah, fuck it.
It's about the good vibes.
It's about the good vibes,
bring
dude.
that,
It's Friday.
Bring that mic in a little bit.
Bring that mic in.
There
Mic's
you go.
in.
There
the
you
mic
go.
is in. Here we are. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah,
We're
we
here.
really appreciate you tuning in today.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. The
Yeah.
vibes are right. The light's right. It's not that hot in here. I'm feeling good. Jerem's feeling good. He's gonna start us off with a little 2-minute takeaway from his week.
I got you, fam.
Yeah.
Check this out, dude. So, we've been getting a lot of reviews.
Dude, we
and,
have.
It's awesome, right? But my 2-minute takeaway is that my friend Sam, she's awesome, close friend of the show.
Awesome, Sam.
CrossFit coach, and also she is a savant when it comes to how much waste you're producing. Okay, so she's all about how to minimize your waste and your footprint on the world. And she's always posting videos on Instagram that I really like. I'm always telling her do more of those because I'm wasteful.
Me too.
But anyway, she posted a review. And in the review, she says we're awesome. She loves the show, all that good
Sam.
stuff. But also shouted out the production value, which I'm taking as a win, my 2-minute takeaway, because, we put a lot of effort into making sure that the content's good, that we're delivering a good message, that we're actually helping people. But also, we put a lot of effort into the sound of the show. How does it sound? I want it to tickle the ears, okay? I don't want it to feel like knives going in there, because sometimes, dude, you come across a podcast, low budget, whatever, and it's great content. It's cool. I support people starting up. But I spent so much time making sure that we did it right so that it sounds pleasing to the ears,
And it's paying off, it sounds like.
And it paid off in that review.
Dude, right on.
So that was super cool, man.
That's epic.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to Sam. Thanks a lot. We appreciate you.
Sam's the shit, dude.
Sam's the shit. And you know what, Jeremy, you're the shit too. Because
Thanks, bro.
this is not just a studio, this is the temple.
This is the temple, dude.
It's very temple-istic. If that's a word. I might have just coined it.
When I look around the studio, dude, I'm like, damn, this is just a cool room to be in.
Oh, yeah.
And so much creativity is just, it's like, you remember in Ghostbusters, right? When the guy shuts down the reactor.
Yeah.
Right? And they don't want to. And he's like, shut it down, Mr. Venkman. Right? And they shut it down and all the ghosts fly out. Remember that part?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that is this with creativity, though, instead of ghosts, right?
Dude, you've been firing off with the movie analogies
lately.
lately.
Dude, sick ref. That was a deep pull.
Last episode, we encouraged everyone to watch Rocky, I think.
I hope they did.
I hope they did, too. Let us know if you did.
Yeah.
If you didn't, you still got time. You have the rest of your life to watch it.
That's true, but do it sooner rather than later because it's going to fire you up.
It's going to change your life, so don't wait till the end.
Yeah.
Minimal results.
Exactly.
Fuck, dude.
What do you got, dude?
Well, so, I guess my kind of 2-minute takeaway is very similar, but not reviews, but guests. Right? We're not the interviewee guest podcast predominantly.
Right.
But the podcast has been catching some traction, dude.
Yeah.
We've had people hitting us up to get on the show. They like the message. They want to be involved. They feel like they got good stuff to say. They like the vibe. They like the flow. And that feels good,
awesome.
No one wants to be on a shitty podcast.
No, for sure.
Even if they're super selfish.
Right.
Just want to hear themselves talk.
Right.
That doesn't happen like that.
No.
So, to have people reaching out to want to be on it, to have people stoked about the message, stoked about the show, stoked about the audio.
Yeah.
Right? Not like a tooting our own horn thing, but
Right.
everyone's got self-doubt,
Yeah.
and everyone's doing podcasts. So it feels good to know that the direction, the message, the hope, the this, the that is all landing just like we fucking wanted it to.
Yeah, dude, it feels good, because neither of us are very egocentric. I guess in certain realms, maybe we could be.
Very true, very true.
It's a fine
Healthy.
line. Yeah, it's healthy.
Ego,
it's
confidence,
confidence.
two different things, yeah.
But it does feel good when, people leave a review or they send us a message, or like Katie, loved her episode.
Yeah, she did.
Last
She was
week's
pumped.
episode, man. And it feels good to know that it's working, you know? Like, oh my God, this actually works. People are into it, you know?
That's the takeaway, dude.
Yeah, but, and on that, you know, we are going to be featuring guests.
We are.
You know, and like Dow said, we're not like a guest-driven podcast because we kind of felt like everybody was kind of doing that.
There's enough of that, yeah.
Yeah, and, you know, but we do know a lot of very fascinating, very interesting people. And, you know, so we kind of want to throw it out there. If you want a guest on the show, email us at bettermentbros@gmail.com and let us know why you want to be on the show. And, you know,
go from there.
We'll take it from there, man.
Take it from there. Take it from the top.
But yeah, be excited because I think we're probably only going to do like one episode a month with a guest.
If that,
yeah.
If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen.
Exactly.
If it does, it does.
Exactly.
And I don't know if we told the audience, but for the most part, we kind of plan on having the guest tackle the problems with us.
Exactly.
Not interviewing them, like maybe a brief bio, who they are, why they're here, what they're about, this, that, and the third. But predominantly, it's like, yeah, like this is the email. The show's going to stay the same.
Yeah.
And then you guys kind of get 3 individual approaches to kind of the same problem,
which I'm stoked about. Yeah. Which we made it, you know, early on when we were developing the show, we made it super clear for us that if we had a guest, it wasn't going to be like, "Oh, so let's talk about your expertise for an hour." Nah, dude, fuck that, man.
So how'd you get into working with the adolescents?
Yeah, right. Like, dude, we got Joe Rogan for that, man.
That's it, dude.
And no one's going to do it better than him.
No,
so
just keep letting him do it.
We let Joe Rogan do that, but what we do want is for you know, a guest to be able to crack some eggs of knowledge, and so it's exciting.
Yeah, or just offer a perspective that's maybe not offered from the bros.
That's right.
Which we're working on.
We're
being more well-rounded.
Yes, and we're getting there.
Getting there.
All right, so we didn't get a funny email this week, despite our best efforts.
Despite all of our efforts.
Yeah, but we did get a lot of serious emails, which I'm stoked about. So we're gonna be cracking into those.
Also, we did get a couple funny emails.
Yeah,
they just didn't happen to be funny.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess what we did worked. Just wasn't. Our expectations weren't met.
Yeah.
But the intentions were good.
Right. So keep writing. Keep writing us. Keep writing. You know, we got a couple emails that were kind of like half funny, half serious. That we're gonna take up as actual serious emails because we got a lot to say on them. But instead of doing a funny email this week, what we're gonna do is ask each other really weird questions.
Interview ourselves.
Yeah, like you know, like we basically Googled like weird shit to ask people, and so we're
gonna do that.
We're gonna do that, but we don't know what we're gonna ask each other. Okay, so we're doing it live.
So you want to go one, I go one.
Yeah,
and we just see what happens.
Let's just see what happens.
Yeah. Okay. Seeing what time we had, maybe we just put a time. Let's just do it organic, dude.
Yeah. Let's do it organic.
If it feels right, it feels right.
That's right. We're here. Okay, so
I'm going first. I'm in the spotlight.
Okay.
Here I am.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we make a rule? You got to respond within 5 seconds.
Let's make it 5 seconds. Okay. Oh, that's gonna be tough. All right. If you had the world's attention for 30 seconds, what would you say?
What would I say?
The world is looking at you, dude. They're watching you right now. You got 30 seconds. What do you tell them?
Simple, dude.
Okay.
I'd be like, check out my fucking podcast. It's called the Betterment Bros. And I would just sell the whole world on the Betterment Bros.
Yep.
Because then in lieu, they'd also all get help.
I love that.
So many emails.
Yeah, dude.
And so many funny problems.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have to be interviewing each other.
Yeah, if the world knew, dude.
Yeah.
We would have so many funny emails.
Yeah, we'd be getting some crazy shit like,
I like
yo,
that.
what's up? This is Derek from fucking Switzerland. And,
right.
you know, you get some crazy
Derek,
shit.
the Swiss college student.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And check it out. This is what's going on over here.
Here's some funny Swiss problems.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. Yeah, let's hope that someday we get the world's attention. If for any reason, just to get some funny emails so we don't have to keep doing this.
There we go.
Yeah.
What would be the worst buy one, get one free sale of all time?
Oh, shit, dude. The worst buy one, get one. Probably the Plan B pill. You know, like
just buy one, you get one.
Yeah, like, hey, next time don't worry about coming in.
Yeah,
you know, like
this one's on us.
Yeah, we got you.
That's good.
Yeah,
I like that. Okay,
maybe.
okay.
Yeah, it's kind of dark, but I mean, it's
pretty good.
It's a good one. All right. Well, should we move on from the questions?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think we could move on from the questions.
I feel like we can. So here's the email for the week. Okay. Now, this is from our friend Colette over at Waves and Fades Barbershop.
Shout out to Waves and Fades crew.
Let's
shout out to Colette.
Yeah, let's shout out Waves and Fades real quick. Guys, listen, if you're local, I don't care where you're getting your haircut.
You're getting it at the wrong place.
You got to go to Waves and Fades. All right. This is a place. It's a, family-owned business in the heart of Santa Cruz, right?
Right by the beach.
Right by the beach, dude. They're right by the mall. They got plenty of good eats. Betty's Burgers right next door. Okay.
Complimentary drinks, beer, coffee.
Yeah. Water.
Sparkling water.
Yeah.
Water.
Dal and
Beer on tap.
I usually go for the sparkling water.
Spindrift.
Yeah, dude, the Spindrift.
Spinnies, they call them. They call them spinnies.
I've been getting a haircut, and, they give a guy a tequila, right?
Yeah.
It's a barber shop, y'all.
Yeah. They're there. They're live.
And they cut hair.
Great music.
Yep, they got good music going on.
Sell surfboards.
They got surfboards
Definitely
going
got that surf shop, laid back.
Yeah.
Atmosphere. Super cool. Great conversations. Great people.
Casual.
And a kick-ass haircut. Beard trim, everything.
Everything. They'll get you cleaned up. Like, listen, before like our big work events, me, Dallas, and our friend Tom all go to Waves and Fades. Get lined up nice because they get you just looking like a new man. Mm-hmm. They hit your beard. They hit your hair, dude. They give you a little sparkling water.
Yeah.
And tons of laughs.
Tons of laughs.
Like I go to Waves and Fades, and it's like an hour-long comedy special.
Yeah. I like to consider them my friends.
Oh, yeah.
I get back from my haircut and my girlfriend's like, "Oh, it looks so great." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, it was cool. I talked to Colette and Elias and Mickey and blah blah blah. We talked about this and that and made fun of some things and it's cool, dude. It's a badass spot."
If I've said it once, I've said it 100 times, man. Elias and Mickey are awesome. They're good barbers, dude. But Colette, she's got the game cornered on the head massage.
Oh yeah,
right. Like when you're getting shampooed, she gets in there nice. Your scalp feels good, guys.
Oh yeah.
All right, so. Waves and Fades,
good.
Solid plug. Colette, thank you so much for the email. It goes something like this.
Yep, there we go.
What's up, Betterment Bros? Hey, what's up, Colette? How are you?
What's up?
This is Colette from Waves and Fades. I've been super turned off by all the road rage and aggression I'm seeing lately. Oof.
Dude.
It seems like there is a total Jekyll and Hyde transformation when people get into their cars. Really nice, well-mannered people instantly turn into assholes. What's up with that displacement? What do you guys think about that? And how can we bring awareness to all these people spitting hate on the road?
Road haters.
Dude, great email.
I love that. And that applies to pretty much any single person.
Yeah, dude.
Even you guys driving in your car right now.
Yeah, like if you're listening right now.
Tone it down.
Tone it down because, listen.
Drive safe.
This is a good topic for me because
you're an offender.
I have suffered from road rage.
Yeah. The person you're talking about, Colette, is Jeremy.
Yes.
He is that guy.
I definitely can be that guy, dude.
He will be Mr. Jekyll, Dr. Jekyll at the barbershop.
Right.
And he gets in his Jeep Cherokee.
Oh, shit.
Comes Mr. Hyde.
Mr. Hyde, dude, comes out and, it's bad, dude.
It's bad.
So
what do you got on it, Jeremy? What do you think?
I figured, we could talk a little bit about what we think the reasons behind road rage are. So that, knowing the reason behind the behavior makes it easier to tolerate the behavior from others and also easy to recognize it within yourself.
Make some adjustments.
Exactly. So I think there's a lot of things at play here. Just to name a few of kind of the obvious ones. I think that the number one reason is that people make it personal, right? Totally. So I'm driving down the road, okay? And tell me, guys, if this sounds familiar. Okay. I'm driving down the road. I'm cruising at, so I'm on the highway, 65 speed limit. I'm going 72 in the fast lane, right? Someone gets in my lane with less than a car length in front of me, and they're not even going the speed limit.
Oh,
ooh.
I'm already mad.
I'm pissed, right? What about, when you're driving and people merge all hella slow, or you're merging and they speed up to not let you in and make you go behind them?
Bummer.
Right? Or you merge and they come flying up on your tail, dude. Right? Like there's so many like common situations, right? Like, on my way to the endoscopy, a couple weeks back, Mariah's driving and she merges into this lane. Now, keep in mind, this is rush hour traffic in the morning. All right, we're going maybe 10 miles an hour, okay? She merges, and this guy behind us honks at us, right? And not like a deet, like a deer, right? And I looked back, and there were literally 3 car lengths.
Jeez.
Like, he was probably a good 25 feet behind us, right? And he lays on the horn, and I fucking flipped out, dude. I flipped out, right? And then he drives by us, and he gives that look of like, you're retarded, or I don't want to say that, like,
dumbass.
yeah, he drives by us, right, giving us that look of like, what the fuck, you know? And so I give him the look of, what the fuck, you know? And I go to flip him off, and I'm like, fuck you, you know? My girlfriend's like, babe, chill out, you know? And I'm like, don't tell me what to do, you know? Like, it gets crazy, right? So I think a lot of it is that you make it personal, right? Like, for me, what I recognize a lot is that it is a little bit narcissistic in that, like, how dare you cut me off, right?
Mm-hmm.
How, like, you know, you are in a position where, you know, someone else directly offends you, or they do this to you, or like their space is more important than your space, right?
Right.
And so you make it personal in that, like, how dare you do that to me,
Yeah.
right? And a lot of times, like on the road, I think it's a lot like social media. You know, you're behind your wheel, you're in your car, so your space is small and contained. Their space is small and contained. You drive by 1,000 people every day you don't know, you don't say hi to, you don't have to see again, right? So it's a lot like social media, where you go on and comment on something.
Say whatever you want.
Yeah,
do
and you're
whatever
like,
you want.
well, cool video, loser, you know,
Yeah.
but you would never say that to someone in person because you
Yeah.
don't want to get your ass kicked, right?
Yeah.
And so with road rage, I feel like it's the same phenomena where, you know, you've got this pent up aggression, you've got this anger, this suffering, these problems at work, at home, and so on. And it's easy to take your day out on other people on the road because you're never going to see them. You don't have to face any actual repercussions, right?
Usually.
Yeah, right.
Usually.
And so I think, it's like narcissism, you know, violating your space or what you perceive to be your space. You know, what it makes me think of a lot actually is like when you're standing in line, right? And you see someone like, you know, you've been waiting in line for like half an hour for something, and you see a guy like towards the front of the line, and he's been holding it for all his friends, and you get pissed, right? But like, why get mad about it, right? But you do.
You do.
Right, because that your time, you've been there just as long.
Yeah, you took something
but
from
these
me.
guys just show up, right? And that means that you took that from me. How come you get that and I don't? Right? It's very narcissistic. Me, right?
Yeah, very true.
And so I think that's a lot of the reasoning behind the rage. What do you think, though, Dal?
Just getting a sip of water here, dude. Sorry
Yeah,
about that.
I asked you
To
mid-sip there.
Mid-sip. The thing that I think the most, I agree with everything that you said. I think the reason why people get so mad and so caught up in is because of safety.
Yeah.
Right? Like everyone knows people die in cars and
Oh, yeah.
accidents and you know, it's just a safety thing, right? Like we are all
Fear.
we're all fearful, we're all at risk. We're all putting ourselves out there, you know, not like subconsciously we're all putting ourselves out there, you know. It's like, dude, it takes one idiot driver to screw you over, and you don't know when, but you know it happens. You just don't know if it or when it will.
Right.
So it's like when someone does something stupid like that, they risk your life. They put your life at risk.
Right.
And that's something to be upset about.
For sure.
Like genetically.
Yeah.
Like you feel that no
Right.
matter what.
Yeah.
So depending on what you do with that feeling, you know, how you handle your emotions, right? Whether it's putting your life at risk, whether it's cutting you off, whether it's driving like a maniac, you know, it's like, dude, don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with my family. You know, usually you're driving with people you care about, unless you're Uber, but still you're driving for your reputation.
Right.
So you have a lot on the line.
Yeah.
And you don't want people to take that from you.
That's a really good point. I think anytime our survival is threatened, instinctively we're programmed to meet that with anger and hostility.
Hate.
Because that's how we've survived this thus far as a species.
That's it, dude.
And so I think like when you're in a parking lot situation, a lot of that is like the making it personal. When you're on the highway and stuff like that, a lot of that's like you're threatening my livelihood, man.
Yeah.
I know like for me, when I see people driving like maniacs, my first reaction is to get so mad, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's a little bit of what's behind the rage, right? But let's talk about some coping strategies when you're the person with the rage, but also like when you're on the receiving end of it, because you know, there's been times where, you know, someone cuts me off and they're pissed at me and they're flipping me off and throwing shit, and I'm like, like, fuck, man, you get your adrenaline spikes, your cortisol is pumping through your body, right? That's a stress hormone. You know, and sometimes, like, I remember I was in Tahoe one time, and I was driving to work, and, you know, I pulled out, and, you know, a guy changed lanes. Like, I was turning right onto a street. He was turning left onto the street, and he came wide into my lane and almost hit me, right? So, like, I cut him off, even though you're supposed to turn into your lane. He went wide, right? And so I cut him off a little bit. And he slammed on his horn, and I was like, whatever. Like, and I just waved, like, you know, my bad, bro. And at the next light, he pulled up next to me, right? And he rolled his window down. He's a big dude. And he was in a big truck. I'm in my little Sentra, right? And he's like, hey, has anyone ever told you drive like a fucking asshole? And I was like, yeah, all the time. You know, like trying to be funny, you know, like. And he's like, I should get out of my car right now and beat your ass. And I was like, all right, dude. And then the light turned green. And we both, but it had me shook.
Did
like,
he peel away?
He peeled off, dude.
Of course he did.
Right? And but I got to work, and I was like shook.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, dude. Like, the last thing I thought when I woke up this morning is like, I'm gonna get in a fight on my way to work to save people.
Yeah.
Right. Like, it's not something I like. You never see that coming.
You
right?
You don't.
And it had me like mad. I went through all the emotions of like, man, I should have fucking fought that guy. And like,
I should have done this. I should have done
and
that.
like, damn, what's that dude's problem? And like, damn, was I really driving like an asshole? You know, like, and you go into this and internalize it, and it could really tax your day.
Absolutely.
Right. So I think, you know, the most obvious answer is breathing. Right.
Very true.
Like, one thing I've been doing, driving in the slow lane, that helps too. Because when you make it, I feel the rage comes out the most when you're rushed. You're on your way to work. You're stuck in traffic, right? And so for me, like, purposefully driving in the slow lane, even if I'm late, even if I'm rushed, helps me keep that in check of telling myself, look, I'm not going to get there any faster by driving like a maniac, right? I'm going to get there when I'm going to get there, and no destination is worth my life.
Not at all.
Right? And those thoughts really help me kind of check my shit. But also breathing. Breathing's huge, right?
Slowing it down.
Yeah, you just slow it down. And if, you know, like someone cuts you off, right? What I want you to try and do is bypass your normal knee-jerk reaction and instead use it as a trigger to take a huge breath in, right? And when you do take that breath, don't think about anything else but the breath that's going inside, right? So someone cuts you off, right? And your natural reaction is to be like, oh, right? Instead,
take a breath.
Right? Feel that breath all the way in, feel it out, and know that in that moment, the only thing that's happening, the only thing that exists with you in that moment is that breath. Right? And that, for me, really helps me check that aggression. You know, and that's why I think the breathing is a helpful thing.
Yeah, I think it's the most applicable. Like, it's the easiest, like, just let's snap into that, you know?
Right.
What I was kind of thinking too, which is more of kind of like somewhere to aspire to get to.
Yeah.
Is kind of like I think the first time I read about, you've talked about it too, right? Kind of like we never know what other people are going through or what they're doing or anything like that. So being like compassionate to why those things happen, but like further than that, right? Kind of going back to the safety thing, or kind of going back to, you know, say I'm driving my girlfriend and my family and someone cuts me off. Not only do they put my life at risk, but they put their life at risk, right? And so deeper than that too, it's like what's the opposite of love? Hate.
Yeah.
Right? So when people do something to like harm the people that I love the most, that's why I get such a hateful response. Right. It's like, because that is the opposite of love.
Yeah.
Right? And one thing I love is my car and my life and my friends and my family. And when people put that at risk, I automatically associate it with hate.
Right.
But if I can change my association to the hate and realizing it's just, I hate because of my love being threatened, or the things that I love the most being threatened. Right. I hope people are working with me here, right?
Yeah,
but you can change the association to almost be, instead of hateful, but grateful for the love that you have.
Exactly.
Grateful for the people you love. Grateful for your life, right? If I'm by myself and someone does that, I'm still pissed because I love my life and I love my car, and this means a lot to me.
Right.
So it's almost just a direct reminder of how grateful you are of your own life and your car and the people that you love.
Absolutely.
So if you can get there, it's taking me years.
Right. And it
should be helpful.
It's one of those things that's so easy to say and so hard to do.
Yeah, but exactly what it is.
It's like, no, but what you're saying, I think is like, it's an immediate reframe of like, you just threatened me to look at how much I have that's worth
so much to me.
Yeah, that's worth that amount to me that I feel threatened over it.
Instead of how dare you take this from me.
Right.
But it's like, whew, God, I love you guys.
And I think a lot of times our knee-jerk reaction is to what could have happened, not what actually happened.
Right.
You cut me off and I could have ran off the road and died. You cut me off and I could have smashed into your car. You didn't let me merge and I could have smashed into the semi behind us, right? Like,
pissed it almost happened.
Yeah, it's an anger at what could be, not what is.
It's like getting mad when you scratch a lottery ticket and lose.
Right.
Because in your mind, you're like, oh my God, I could win. I could this could happen. I could win so much money. And then you don't, as if like mathematically it made sense for you to win money.
Right, exactly.
But you're still upset.
Right.
Because you could have.
The implication. Yeah. And so I think, on that, like acknowledging what you have that you feel threatened over, right, is huge, because then you shift from anger to gratitude.
Immediately. And those are two different feelings.
We love gratitude, right?
We do.
But I think another reframe that's really constructive is, okay, what actually happened? Ask yourself that aloud, right? Okay, what actually happened? This guy moved lanes.
Yeah.
This guy went from A to B, right? It literally just changed, shifted in space. That's it. That's all it is, right? Someone cuts me off. All they did was go from there to here, right? That's all that actually happened. What could have happened is irrelevant because it didn't happen.
Right.
Right. So ask yourself out loud, what actually happened, right? That can be helpful. I think another thing too, like if you're on the receiving end of road rage, because I've been on the receiving end too. Like I got into a bout of road rage with a semi truck one time. And that was the scariest shit ever, dude, because he knew it. He was pissed. He was like running me off the road and stuff.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it was terrifying, dude. I was in Colorado at the time driving my Integra, and I was driving fast. I was driving like an idiot. I pissed this guy off, and I just remember him like, getting in front of me and slamming on the brakes. And when semis slam on their brakes, dude, it's terrifying because the whole cab is like, gish, 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 right? So it's like, fuck, man. And then he like... and I'm trying to like keep my speed, and it was like this constant thing. Anyway, so if you're on the receiving end of the road rage, I got some tips for that too, right?
Tips for the trade.
The first one is, diffuse the situation by giving a lot of space, right? So if, you accidentally cut someone off, they pull up next to you, just like slow down, get away from them, right? Let it pass. Another thing, avoid eye contact, right? The most natural reaction for me, at least, is to look over at them. Right? I size them up. I see what I'm dealing with. Doing that generally is like an invitation for fucking conflict.
It's also extremely unsafe to not look at the road while you're driving.
Yeah, like you're looking at this guy next to you, not what's in front of you.
Yeah, that's how most squirrels die.
Yeah, dude. So it's like, yeah, you want to save the squirrels, right? Keep your eyes in front.
Yeah,
right. So avoid eye contact. Don't further the confrontation.
2 hands on the wheel.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. 10 and 2.
No middle fingers.
No fingers, dude. And also, focus on you. Okay, so like we said, if you're on the receiving end of it, give it some space, avoid eye contact, try to diffuse the situation, and focus on you, okay? What do I feel right now? I feel anger, I feel afraid, I feel like nervous, right? Identify where you feel those feelings. Okay, I feel that kind of nervous feeling in my tummy. I feel like really tense in my hands. And when you start paying attention to yourself, and you notice all these physiological changes that happen, automatically by noticing that they're happening, they start to soften a little bit. Right. So kind of let it roll off. And then, you get to wherever you're going and you still feel kind of rattled. Talk it out with somebody. Right. Like I can't tell you how many times Mariah's texted me and said, dude, some guy fucking flipped me off and I don't know why. And like I'm in my head about it, and I'm like, all right, well, that's his suffering, like whatever's going on in his life, dictated that he needed to be like that to you. And if you understand that that is just suffering, being channeled on the road, taking that approach of empathy can help diffuse what it means to you as well. So I think those are some good pointers for dealing with the aftermath. But
not making it worse, I think, is the best one.
Yeah, don't make it worse, right? Don't play into it. But I think most importantly, to reference our episode on how to reframe a bad day, try as hard as you can to not harbor this and let it affect you for longer than it really needs to.
Yeah.
Because, I can't tell you how many times I've said it, how many times people have said it to me where they're like, oh, some jackass on the road like cut me off this morning, totally ruined my whole morning.
Yep.
Right? Well, whose decision was it to let it ruin that morning? Right? Yours. It was mine. Right? If I say like, yeah, dude, I was late to work because someone was going 30 in a 45 and it fucking drove me crazy, right? Well, what allowed it to drive me crazy? Nothing but me.
Yeah.
Nothing but me, right? So take responsibility for what you allow to affect you. And by doing so, you can see, like, I am consciously deciding to allow this to affect me in a big way. And when you notice that your mind is doing that, it makes it a lot easier to stop.
Just let it chill.
Let it chill,
Why
right?
am I doing this?
Just look at it and say, wow, I'm really letting that affect me. What if I just kind of put it over there and said, okay, that was kind of crazy and what
I'm
a
not
bummer.
even driving anymore. I'm at work now.
I'm at work and I'm safe.
It's lunchtime.
Yeah. They got burgers for lunch. Like,
Yeah.
hey, there's a lot of things to shift your attention to. But I think the big takeaway on that is, only let it affect you as much as you're willing to experience it.
Absolutely.
If that
And I
makes
would
sense.
say, too, if you struggle with these situations, rewatch or re-listen to our whole how to reframe a day.
Yeah.
Reframe a day.
Yeah, dude.
Right? How to not have a bad day. Because
Right.
this is totally one of the catalysts to a bad day.
For sure.
For a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, I'm one included. You know?
Oh, yeah, me too.
I think just to give an example, literally just last night, I was on the phone with my girlfriend driving home from work, end of the week, and I'm on this, not like back road, but not a main road. This dude, bro, you're going to like this. He was flying down. It was kind of like a hill. I was coming down the hill, and he was going down the other side of the hill. And the speed limit's probably 40 miles an hour. He was doing 80 with his lights off, and his front bumper was scraping the ground that it looked like fireworks. Like it was sparking so
my God.
much. And he came into the middle of the lane, and me and the other guy in the other lane, we just pulled over and like
Let it
got
happen.
out of this guy's way. He was
Yeah.
literally doing double the speed limit. He was doing
Wow.
probably 80 miles an
Wow,
hour, dude, on like a residential road with his
Man.
lights off.
Yeah.
Saturday, 9:00 at night, with his whole bumper
Just dragging.
sparking the whole way,
Oh,
dude.
man, dude.
And I was on the phone. I said, babe, you won't believe what I just saw. That was the craziest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Laughed about it and
Moved
made
on.
sure I was safe.
Yep.
And continued to drive safely home.
Yep.
And by the time I got home, I forgot about it since then.
Right.
Like I just remembered it right now.
Right.
Did he threaten my life? Totally.
Yeah.
Did I take action to get out of his way and make sure I'm safe? Absolutely.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's like the big takeaway is like, like Colette, she's like, what could we do to bring awareness to it, right? I think the biggest thing is just try and do your best to up your own self-awareness, right?
Yeah.
Recognize how your driving could impact other people, right? Like, Mariah, dude, she pinned me one time, dude. Checkmate on my road rage.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, dude. It was so hard. She was like something happened and, oh, yeah, that's right. I was driving down a neighborhood and there's nobody behind me, right? And this person pulled out in front of me, like turned right. And I had to like slow way down, dude. No one behind me. And I out loud, I was like, why the fuck wouldn't they just wait for me to go? There's nobody behind me.
Yeah.
Right? Like, God, what an idiot. And I said that. And she was like, dude, like, I've done that on accident before. Like, what if there's all these people out there calling me a fucking idiot? How would you feel? I'm like, I'd want to fight them for calling you an idiot, And she's like, yeah, but you just did that to somebody else's girlfriend. Right?
Yeah.
Or like one time, and then that same conversation, she's like, what if that was your mom? Right? Like, what if that was like your friend's mom? Right? And you just called them an idiot because maybe they didn't see you. Right? And just
They made a mistake.
Just that other side of it made me realize, like, dude, why am I so harsh to people? Like, I think I'm a good driver, and all these people I know, like, like they're like, oh, dude, I have parking anxiety. I don't want to go because I don't know where I'm going to park. And in my head, I'm like, that's silly. But to them, that's reality.
They're worried, yeah.
Right? Like, there's a lot of people who are afraid to drive, and I have to remember that when I'm out there driving like a maniac, right?
Absolutely.
And so I think to bring awareness to the road rage, what we all need to do more of is just kind of reflect and take a look at ourselves, our actions, and up our self-awareness. And just remember that compassion wins, dude. Empathy wins. Anger
Always.
doesn't. You know what I mean?
So true.
And it's like, you know, with all this shit going on politically, everyone getting so mad about it and all this stuff. And it's like, man, like, we're here one time.
We're here one time, dude.
Like, I don't want to spend all this stress and all this anxiety and anger on, like, people on the highway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Save it for when it's real.
Save it for his will. What was your acronym? YODO? You only die once?
That's right.
But you get to live every day?
Every day, dude.
That's it, dude. Don't
That's
get so
it.
mad over little petty shit.
Yeah.
Some people aren't good drivers.
Right.
Some people are Democrats. Some people are Republicans. Some
Right.
people are nothing. Some
Right.
people don't give a shit.
Totally.
And we don't give a shit.
No.
But I think kind of like you were saying with like the narcissism stuff, it's like, dude, like just because we are good drivers or we drive a certain way or
Right.
this is how we use our blinker doesn't mean that's how everyone else does it.
No, and it doesn't mean that they have to do it our way.
Yeah.
Right? Otherwise, or if they don't do it our way, they're a bad driver.
Yeah. Some
But-
people get so mad about blinkers.
Yeah.
It's like, dude.
But who am I to dictate how other people drive?
Yeah.
And it's narcissistic for me to think that if everybody drove like me, the roads would be a safer, better place.
It'd be a matter place.
Right. It would, dude, because like,
Be a lot more idiots out there.
yeah, dude.
You'd all be idiots.
Yeah, for real. You know, so I think the self-awareness is key. And to kind of recap what to do if you're in a situation of road rage, first, take a deep breath. But follow the breath into your body, follow it out of your body. Don't think about anything else in that moment other than that deep inhale and that deep exhale, right? And that breath, nothing else exists except the breath, right? And you do that, you give yourself a little window, right? And reflect on what could they be going through to cause that,
That different
right?
perspective.
Like, what
yeah.
if that dude just got a divorce, right? What if he slept on the couch last night? You know, what if she found out her husband was fucking having an affair for 10 years? You
What
know,
if they're driving to the ER?
what if they're on their way to the ER, dude? What if that was like your buddy's mom? You know, like all these questions, ask yourself these questions, but also notice or take note of what actually happened versus what could have happened, right? Make it real to you. Acknowledge other people's suffering. We kind of noticed if someone's raging at you, avoid eye contact, give some distance, pull off if you need to, get out of harm's way, let the situation diffuse itself. And I think lastly, avoid making it other people's fault, you know, avoid calling people idiots because, you know, like that could be like your sister, that could be, you know, whoever, and they could have a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. Own your part of it.
Yeah.
And I'd also like to take this time to encourage people to call the police on drunk drivers.
Absolutely.
People that are driving crazy.
I do it all the time.
I do it all the time too, dude.
Yeah, man.
It's not safe.
No.
I know how fucked up I used to get and
Right.
drive, and that was not safe.
No.
And I don't think the cops checking or looking into it is ever a bad thing.
No
you
way.
know? So make sure to report drunk drivers and do your part
Yep.
of keeping the roads at least safer with sober shitty drivers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and just take your time and know that no matter where you're going, it's not worth your life.
It's not ever.
I think that's all I got on road rage.
That's it, dude. Me
Cool.
too.
All right, so for some plugs, you know,
Plugging.
Colette, we hope that this is helpful for you. Follow up with us. Let us know how it's going on the roads after you listen to this.
Yeah.
For my other road raging homies out there, you know, I hope that you find some value in this and take these lessons. I know it's something I'm working on every day. I'm trying to get better at. And, you know, for everybody who's been listening since the beginning, make sure you go to betterment-bros.com. Give us your email address. Once we get enough people on there, we're going to start blasting you with stuff every week. We're really excited about it. We've been taking our time on it because we want to make sure that in the 500 bullshit emails you get every day, the Betterment Bros weekly newsletter will not be one of them.
Ever.
Right? We're really taking our time to make sure that that is not a reality. We're going to announce the winner of the September Rating and Review Challenge next week's episode, okay? So make sure you tune into that. Or actually, Dal, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe we'll go live on the Instagram.
And announce it, yeah.
Yeah, and draw the names out of a hat.
Just so you know it's not rigged.
Yeah, I don't want people thinking it's
Give them a
rigged.
visual.
Okay, so scratch that, audience. We're gonna do it on the gram. Okay, so stick around.
On the gram.
We'll announce a time and a day for that. And make sure that if you haven't written a review, even though the contest is over, it would still really hook us up. We really appreciate it. So
And it's still September service.
that's right. So get your service out there, and we will see you guys on the next episode.
We will. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jeremy Miller.
I'm Dallas Darrell.
Take it easy.
In one sentence, how would you sum up the internet?
It's fucking crazy.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it, dude.
It's fucking crazy.
It's fucking crazy, dude.
That's going to work.
I don't know how it works or why, but it does.
If life were a video game, what would some of the cheat codes be?
Dude, I mean, I would want invincibility.
Yeah.
I would want like super high jump power. I've been playing a lot of Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
I would want all the cheat codes that exist in Grand Theft Auto to exist in real life, but only I know them.
And you can just get a tank or a
Yeah,
a
I could
helicopter
spawn a
drop
tank at
whenever.
any point. I got infinite money. I got all the weapons. I could jump really high. I could put a parachute on anytime.
Dude,
That'd be lit, dude.
you'd never die either.
No.
You'd always be rich. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.